Well, I'm in Bell's Canyon right now. Man, I've never been up this canyon. I came down it once, like 5 years ago, after finishing the beat out. But this is like so steep. It is straight up. But yeah, today I'm wanting to try something that I learned about maybe like a year ago, and it sounds really cool, but it sounds really, really hard. Essentially, it's a link up of some of the most difficult peaks in the Wasatch, 4 of them. It's called the Hematoma Quad, or also, I guess, sometimes referred to as the Bleeding Man. And it starts at North Thunder Mountain, and you complete the Thunder Traverse, go to South Thunder, and then continue on to Bighorn, and then from Bighorn you go over to Lone. And I guess you can descend any way that you choose. Jacob's Ladder, Cherry Canyon. I'll be coming back down Bell's Canyon. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Heading up to North Thunder right now. I've never been up North Thunder. That's the only peak that I've never climbed out of the 4. So I'm gonna have to figure that out and then go from there. All right, well, I made it to Upper Bells Reservoir. Man, I'm not looking forward to descending that trail tonight. That's a rough trail. But yes, now this is the end of the trail though. Everything from off here is pretty much off trail. And I'm just gonna head up and over there. Okay, there's North Thunder straight ahead. So this is Thunder Bowl down here. I came from back there. So I'm gonna have to lose a couple 100 feet of elevation here, drop down into here, cross that, and then go straight up that face to the summit. And then that's when the actual traverse begins. So really, I haven't even begun today, which is pretty wild to think about. Yeah, I'm going up the face now of North Thunder, but something super crazy just happened. I actually see another person up ahead. Like, that is, I don't think you realize how crazy that is. This mountain is probably by far the least summited 11,000 foot peak in the Wasatch. And it probably only sees a handful of people who summit it every single year. But it is a Saturday, and it's like probably one of the best days of the year to like be out here doing this kind of thing. So I guess it makes sense that if someone else was going to be doing this peak, it would be today. But yeah, I mean, I saw him like look down at me, and like I'm sure he's surprised to see me too. We'll see if I catch up to him in a second. Well, summit of North Thunder. First time for me being up here. Like I said, this is a wild summit. Like these views, this might be the coolest summit I've ever been on in the Wasatch in terms of the surrounding views. So crazy. Oh my gosh, Little Cottonwood. You can see the entire road. There's just like hundreds and hundreds of cars down there, and there's so many people in this area, but there's just nobody like right here in this very specific region. It's crazy how remote this is, and then like how crowded everything over here is. Yeah, that's where I'm headed next. Thunder Ridge. There's Pfeifferhorn. That's a wild perspective of Pfeifferhorn. Yeah, that guy, I passed him and he was also just as stunned to see me, he said. But he's going to be attempting the Thunder Traverse. And yeah, I'm going to, like I said, try and do the Hematoma. But we'll see. Like, I might have to bail if I'm not moving fast enough. I think I'm going fast enough right now, but I'll just see if I can keep it up. I'm going to choke down some electrolytes right now, so hopefully that will help. But I'm going to sit up here for a second, and then I really don't have a lot of time to hang around, though. Sketch slightly. I don't know if that was the correct way to go down that, but it worked. I think it probably was. All right, well, I made it past the crux for the Thunder Ridge. But now I gotta drop down into Thunder Bowl right down here to get around this big gendarme. Because that's just, you can't really go over that. I think it's like a 5.5 or a 5.6 if you stayed up on the ridge, but it's like a really sketchy crack climb, and that's not something I would like to try and do, so I'm gonna drop down and go around. go. Well, I made it to South Thunder. Man, that ridge was actually slightly underwhelming. I had it super hyped up in my mind. But like 85% of it was like walkable, pretty much. So I'm just eating a Snickers to celebrate. But man, I feel really good right now. Like, I'm really actually confident at this point that I'll be able to complete the route. I'm just not looking forward to going back down Bells. That's the only thing. All right, there's Bighorn and Lone right there, side by side. Last 2 peaks for the day. So I'm just gonna go down here to the saddle, down over here, cross over to Bighorn, and then reward myself with some more candy at the top of Bighorn, and then finish up on the top of Lone. Bighorn looks really close, but I'm not gonna let that deceive me. It might mess me up getting over there. Okay, top of Bighorn. That means I got 1 peak left. 1 peak. Right there, Lone Peak. So I'm gonna sit up here for a second, rest for just a minute, and then I'm gonna begin descending off Bighorn, which I think will be the trickiest part of the day, these next few hundred feet straight over here. And then after that, I mean, I'm home free. Like, it's right there. It's like within my grasp. Hopefully this goes, otherwise I'm gonna have to backtrack. I don't want to go back through that. A little bit of spelunking. Alright, come on. Alright. You can get down right here. Maybe. Yeah, this looks good. Almost through this shit. Almost through it. Oh, I think I'm through the worst of it. Oh my gosh. That was actually some pretty tricky scrambling. Some of the harder scrambling I've done before. shoot, I clipped. Oh gosh. I might need to go back up. Unless I can just smooch down. Just another inch. Okay, well, I'm off of Bighorn. Hopefully that was the hardest scrambling for the day. I still have to go down the notch. I don't know how difficult that's going to be, but I've heard it might be tricky. But yeah, that was tricky in a lot of spots, especially because like the moves were awkward, but also the rock wasn't the best quality. So it's nice to be through that, and now I'm only just a few minutes away from the summit of Lone. Well, I'm all alone up here on top of Lone Peak, and that's kind of a rare occurrence. It is pretty late in the day, so I suppose that's why. I'm tired, but I'm not as tired as I thought I would be by the time I was at this point. So I feel pretty good about that. I'm about ready to head down and get the notch over with, because that's like the last part. And then after that, once I get to the reservoir, once I get down the notch, before I even get to the reservoir, like, I'll be thrilled. Yeah, there's the whole route. So, I mean, there's Bighorn down there. That was the hardest part of the day by quite a bit, I would say, was coming off of Bighorn. I mean, I just got cliffed out like so many times. There was always a place to go if you looked around enough. It's just, it took a lot of time, and the terrain was a little bit stressful. But, I mean, if you just look around enough, then, you know, it's there. So yeah, there's Bighorn, South Thunder in the middle, and then North Thunder more to the left. It's that big gray mound with some trees on the top. That's where I started earlier today. Now we're all the way over here at Lone. Not another soul is up here. Really nice. That's my favorite. Yeah, I'll probably stay up here for like 5 more minutes and then start heading down. All right, one thing left to do here. I'm beginning the descent. My descent into madness. Just got to get down to the valley floor down there. I'd like to do that before it gets dark, but I don't know. We'll see. All right, I'm at the top of the notch. It looks pretty doable from up here. Like I was just saying to myself, like, oh yeah, I could totally do that. But I gotta quit saying that because every time I say that, less than 2 minutes later, I find myself like horribly cliffed out. So I'm gonna do the opposite. I think there's no way I can do this. I'm in big trouble here. Crap. That's so freaking beautiful. Look at that. Oh, wow. This is just incredible. I know there's some climbing routes on this wall over here. I don't know about this wall specifically, but just this whole cliff and the other side. It's this is Big Willow Cirque down here, and I'll bet that hardly anybody ever comes up here, like, at all. All right, I'm gonna go down here. All right, out of the notch. I'd rather not talk about it, honestly. Oh, so close. I just need to get to a trail. I just have to go up more boulders up here. Hooray. And then some more boulders. And then get to the lake. And then I'm on a crappy trail to head back down. But hey, a trail's a trail. So I will take a crappy trail over no trail all day long. I just need to get there. Back at the reservoir, which means, well, I guess you can't see it, but the trail is down there. I'm back to the trail. Oh, that means there's only like 5 more miles until I get back down to the parking lot. It'll probably be dark by the time I get down there, but that's okay. I don't care. I'm close. I'm almost there. Oh, finally back in civilization. It took forever, it feels like, to get back here. I'm destroyed. Oh, my stats, I have just over 17 miles and about 8,800 feet of elevation gain. And it took about 14.5 hours. That notch really slowed me down. I think it would have been significantly faster if I didn't have to deal with that. But it's part of the route, I guess. So now I can say I've completed the Hematoma Quad. Or at least a variation of it, because that's not the standard way to do it. But honestly, I really don't care that much at this point. I just want to go home and fall into a hematoma coma. So that's what I'm going to do right now.